All new at 11, a widow facing foreclosure for a bill she thought was deferred after Hurricane Irma.
She says her mortgage company issued a June 3rd deadline to pay up or lose her house. She called News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld to get some answers and get results.
September 11th, 2017. Hurricane Irma's surge of power left a path of collateral damage through the heart of Central Florida, prompting the federal government to declare it all a disaster area. But there's another side to this story.
She was very upset.
With the start of a new hurricane season just days away.
Feels like home then?
Oh, yes.
The place Dawn Gailey and her daughter's family call home is on the brink of foreclosure.
She said, Mom, I got a letter in the mail. They're trying to take our home.
If you lose the house, where do you go?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
She's on dialysis. Her daughter, Bay, a widow with 3 teens still living at home, works as a respiratory nursing specialist. After Irma, Bay, like so many other homeowners, was granted deferred payments for the mortgage on her Oviedo property. The debt, she was told, would be placed at the back end of the loan. Yet a few weeks ago, this notice from her lender, Texas-based Mr. Cooper, a.k.a. Nation Star, was demanding $18,000 by June 3rd, or she would face foreclosure.
So that's when I told her to call Channel 6.
Bay Sherrod is working in Virginia for the next 8 weeks. We spoke to her via Skype.
They would not talk to me. They told me there was nothing that they could do for me and that they were just going to sell my house, and that was it.
But that wasn't it. News 6 contacted the Mr. Cooper Mortgage Company last week.
She already has 5 years of equity in the home. Aren't there some options where we can work this out?
In 48 hours, we were told a plan was in motion. The company writing in part, "Thank you for reaching out and bringing this to our attention. We were able to speak with Ms. Sherrod and find the right solution to meet her needs." On Monday, we connected on Skype to get the good news.
They called me to let me know that they had another offer, and it was a really, really great deal.
The deal? 30-year fixed mortgage, lower interest rate, lower payments. The first payment, July 1st. Foreclosure averted.
Do you think News 6 got results for you?
I think News 6 definitely got results. Prior to you getting involved, I felt like I was being ignored.
Once her attorney reviews the documents, the deal will be complete and her house saved. But remember, each case is different. In the end, we always work to get results. Mike Holfeld, News 6.
Tonight, Orlando homeowners caught in an escrow account they never signed.
Rob and Kathleen Cernalargo called News 6 after their bank would not let them out of the deal. News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld reviewed the files and got results.
So that's also taped and recorded.
Rob and Catherine Cernigliero are wrapping up a paper chase over an escrow account they never wanted.
I felt hopeless, helpless. And they had all the cards and they were completely ignoring me.
Wells Fargo had put them into an escrow program without their approval. And when they tried to stop it, the bank reviewed the account on their home and wrote, "We cannot close the account." What happened?
Like every other American family out there, we live on a budget.
Catherine called the bank to see if direct payment for taxes and insurance through that escrow account would save some money. Well, she tells News 6 she didn't like the deal. $300 a year as a buffer in the escrow account.
$300 more a year for what, the convenience?
I guess so. She said it was a policy.
To make matters worse, their insurance bill was paid twice. Now they had a shortage of more than $1,800 in that escrow account.
So, Rob, you're listening to this. It had to be frustrating for you.
Very. Very. We kept going from one person to the next, to the next, to the next, not seeming to spin our wheels.
Spinning their wheels for a month and a half. And when they finally got the money back, another setback.
Apparently something happened that the money, that check, did not go to the escrow shortage. It went to the mortgage.
That's when they called News 6. In 24 hours, the issue was resolved.
$1,392 is now back in your account.
And it's canceled completely.
Wells Fargo writing in part, "We apologize for the errors. We have closed the escrow account as requested by the customers and have ensured that the Cernigliero's concerns are resolved."
You guys definitely get results. Thank you so much.
Results.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Wells Fargo tells News 6 there's no charge for opening up an escrow account. That decision is yours. We also want to stress each case is different. We were successful this time and will always continue to get results. Mike Holfeld, News 6.
Well, new at thousands of dollars saved to buy a home end up in the hands of international hackers.
Brian and Sandy Bridges say their real estate agent sent the link. All they did was follow instructions to wire the money. As News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld found out, no one ever checked to make sure that link was real.
Now, who is Shanna Botts?
For Brian Bridges,
Shanna is with the title company.
it was a real estate deception he never saw coming.
To my eye, it looks right.
An email forwarded by their realtor included instructions from the title company to wire funds for the closing on their new home.
You see stuff in the news, right? And then it's happening to you. It's a gut punch.
That gut punch? He sent the $46,000 down payment to hackers. Look, this is a legitimate message from Title Team, complete with a warning. Call first before wiring money. This is the fake.
Did you ever think you'd be victimized like this?
No. No.
What happened? Brian and Sandy Bridges say their realtor, Kelly Butterfield, an agent with RE/MAX 200 Realty, forwarded the instructions from her personal business account.
When you sent that money, did you feel confident you were doing the right thing?
Yes.
But an independent forensics check confirms
Right here.
their real estate agent's email account had been compromised. The IP address for that title company actually leads to an account
Midrand, South Africa.
in Midrand, South Africa.
Who should be held accountable here?
Well, based on this scenario, we believe the real estate agent's accountable because she breached her own policy.
Attorney Moses DeWitt says that policy was in the contract. A wire fraud alert that reads in part, do not wire any funds without personally speaking directly to the office that is closing the transaction.
Did she ever have that conversation with you that there might be a risk in wiring money?
Not one time.
Which is a huge problem here because you know about the issue, you know there's a security problem, yet you continue to be laissez-faire with your own conduct.
DeWitt has filed a lawsuit on behalf of the Bridges against Butterfield and RE/MAX. But in a motion to dismiss, attorney Philip Bonas argues the wire fraud alert clause, quote, releases these defendants from precisely the risk and damage being claimed.
Nobody is above getting hit.
Orlando Regional Realtor Association President Jeffrey Fagan says hackers actually time their move for the busiest time of the month.
If you drop your guard, you can get caught.
Isn't that something? Listen, because the case is in litigation, both the realtor and her attorney have declined comment. This case, though, it goes beyond the real estate industry. Hackers are constantly monitoring businesses, handling financial transactions. It's a real mess. Anytime there's money, obviously, check to make sure the email you receive is legitimate.
I have to say, this is the first time I've ever heard of something like this actually happening, and it
Scary.
really makes you want to be very careful if you ever wire money. So were they able to get any of their money back?
Yes. This happened at the closing. They're sitting there and they're saying, what? The money's gone? He ran to the bank. Brian ran to the bank. They found out the money was missing at the closing. They called the bank and recovered $12,000. But the rest, folks, gone.
Oh.
South Africa, just like that. A lot more at 7. Don't miss it. A lot more on
Yeah,
this.
not like a credit card where you can just cancel it. It's right out of your
There was
account.
no way. Once it was gone, in that one click. Yeah,
That is
awful.
a heartbreaker. I hope they get it back somehow.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you.
My pleasure.